Hey guys, this is me, Kevin Murphy, on my channel called Narcissistic Abuse Learning Who I Am Again. In this video, I'm going to talk about addiction to the narcissist. So, while we're in relationships with the narcissist, we have heard a whole host of things. So, we've heard that, especially during the love bombing stage, we've heard that we were great. We have heard that we were one, we were wonderful cooks. We were wonderful providers. We were wonderful, dressers. We do our hair really nice. We drive really good cars. We keep a nice house, things like that. And if you are a survivor of narcissistic abuse, either post the narcissist, or if this is your narcissistic caregiver, those compliments are very intoxicating, because as survivors, you're not used to hearing good things. You're not used to hearing positive feedback. So you're going to lap up any kind of positive feedback or any kind of compliments that you get from that narcissist. So that becomes addicting. That becomes like, you live for those times when that narcissist is teaching is giving you positive feedback. So that's what keeps us codependents and survivors hooked onto the narcissist. What happens is, during the devaluation stage, we start to experience being put down. Like, we might be talked about our weight. They might talk about the way that we drive. All the good things that they originally talked about, they're criticizing us now. So, and during the love bombing stage, they might have told us that, oh, we look stunning, or that dress that you're wearing is great, and now you look fat, you need to lose weight, or you're not a good cook anymore. You realize that color car that you have, if you just bought a new car after the love bombing stage, oh, you don't have good taste in cars, or you don't have good taste in furniture and things like that. And so this leaves us survivors feeling very perplexed, because we're like, what the hell? Like, they just told us that we're good cooks. They just told us that we're good, that we have great taste, that we are great dressers and things like that. So we, as survivors, we're working for that intermittent positive regard. We're working and looking for that, what we got in that love bombing stage. And this is why the narcissist love bombs us. They love bomb us so that way we can get attached to those compliments. So that way we can get addicted to those times when they tell us that we're good and that we're this and that we're that. And so when you find that the narcissist at first meeting, and I made a love bombing video way in the beginning of my channel. I think it might be the second video that I made. If you don't know anything about love bombing, or you want to know more about love bombing, I would suggest you check out that video. I made that video back in January. So love bombing is when that narcissist in the beginning of the relationship tells you all of these wonderful things that you want to hear, and it's in excess. It's usually right at the very beginning of the relationship. So that narcissist might say that, oh, you're the best person in the world. I've never met anybody like you. The narcissist might tell you that you're the nicest person they have ever met. They can't, nobody else listens to them but you, and you're the most compassionate person in the world, and I don't know what I would do without you, and all this other BS. And this is the way the narcissist will groom you into becoming a victim. So that narcissist has observed that you are groomable. And this is not an offense or a dig toward the survivor, but the narcissist is very, very observant. They are observant of the way that we talk. They're observant of certain body language or certain energy that we send out in the world. So that's why it's very important to really work on yourself, because when you don't work on yourself, that narcissist is very in tune to the way that we carry ourselves. They're very in tune to the way that the energies and the vibes that we send out to people. And so we may not be aware of that energy, and we may not be aware of those vibes, but the narcissist is very aware, because they're always out on the hunt for a new victim, for someone to give them narcissistic supply. And those people that they get that narcissistic supply from are people that have been through trauma, people who are looking for love, people who are looking to be nurtured and to be loved unconditionally. And that narcissist likes that. So they are very calculating. To they find ways to tell the victim or the target what they want to hear. So and they're tailored around unconditional love. So that narcissist may tell that target, "Oh, you look gorgeous, you look beautiful," because they feel that that target has never heard that they look beautiful. That target has never heard that they have great taste in furniture, or they have great taste in picking out a car, or they're smart, or they're intelligent, and things like that. So that narcissist will lay it on thick and will tell you all of the things that that target wants to hear. And when you find that a person that you barely know and that you know nothing about is laying it on thick like that, that is a red flag, because you don't know me. So how can you tell me that? How can you tell me all of these things? Like, I'm happy that you feel that way, but the catch is they really don't feel that way, because they don't know you. They don't know you well enough to say all of those flowery, flattery things. So if you have a person coming into your life telling you all of these things, saying that, "Oh, you're my best friend. Oh, I can tell you anything, and you are the most compassionate person ever," and all this other stuff, and they've only known you for about a day or two, or maybe a week or a month, that is a red flag. That is not something that is normal in relationships, because relationships take time. Relationships take time to build. Relationships take time to flourish, to blossom. Some of the best relationships I have took years and months to build. It wasn't something that happened overnight. And it took me a long time to get to that place where, I realized that. So the narcissist knows that our lack of patience. The narcissist knows that we are looking for love, and we're so desperate and so starved out for positive attention and positive regard, that narcissists will flood us with all of that positive attention and positive regard. The first couple weeks, couple days, depends on how long the love bombing stage is. And then once he's got you or she's got you, then that's when that intermittent sweet mean cycle will start. So Monday, the narcissist might tell you that you're fabulous, that you're a great person, that you're this, that you're that. And then Tuesday, the narcissist might say that, "Gosh, you're so annoying, you're so clingy, you're so this, you're so that." And then Wednesday, it's back to, "Oh, you're independent, you're this, you're that." It's an ultimate mind screw. It's to get you to be under control of them. And I have gone through this with my family, where there would be times where my family members would say, "Oh, I'm proud of you, Kevin. Oh, Kevin, you're awesome. Kevin, you're doing such a great job," and things like that. And then the next weekend, or sometimes even the very next day, I'm being criticized about how, being criticized about my clothes, being criticized about the way I cut my hair, being criticized about the way I walk, the way all of those things. And what happens is it keeps the victim confused. It keeps the victim confused about in regard to their identity. It keeps the victim confused about the relationship that they have with this narcissist, and it keeps them confused, period. And I speak from experience when I say this. When us survivors get involved with narcissists, especially family members, and we start feeling that niceness from the narcissist, we start to forget that they're the narcissist. And what I mean by this is the narcissist can do something nice for you, like take you out to dinner, or buy you flowers randomly and things like that. And we'll start to question and doubt our reality and say, maybe this person's not a narcissist after all. Maybe this person is a nice person, and they really love me, and they really care for me, and they really want what's best for me. And that is so far from the truth. Like, if your gut is telling you that this person is toxic, you need to go with your gut. If this person is treating you like crap on Monday and then Tuesday they're buying you flowers, that's not normal. Normal relationships are consistent. There is consistency when it comes to treating your partner with respect. There is consistency when it comes to treating your child with respect and treating them kind. I'm not saying that expect flowers every day. I'm not saying expect candy every day. I'm just saying that there is a level of respect that's consistent. There's a consistent flow of respect. If you have one day that narcissist is saying that that you're a terrible person, or insinuating that you're a terrible person, that you don't know how to dress, they're picking at your clothes, they are saying that that your hairdo sucks and things like that, they're putting you down like that, and they're screwing with your self-esteem, and then the very next day they're buying you flowers, they're telling you that you're intelligent, that you're smart, and things like that. That is the narcissist's way of manipulating you and confusing you to stay in a relationship with them. And if you find yourself in a situation like that, I don't care if it's a parent, I don't care if it's a grandparent, I don't care if it's a sibling, I don't care if it's a current boyfriend or current girlfriend, leave that relationship. Go no contact, not low contact, no contact is the answer to a situation like that. I thought in my experience that I needed to that going low contact with family members who treated me that way was the solution, and it's not. It continues to perpetuate the confusion. It continues to perpetuate your self-esteem issues by holding on to a situation like that. The answer to, if you find yourself being in a situation where that narcissist is blowing hot and cold, that narcissist is performing the sweet mean cycle, where one day they're nice to you, and then the next day, and it's severe. Like it's one thing one day, and then the next thing one thing the next day. That's not normal. That is it's a dysfunctional way of relating to someone, and it shouldn't be tolerated. And you need to go no contact immediately. No contact. No contact. You have no obligation to be in relationship with these people. You have no obligation, whether it's your father, your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, your sister, your brother, to be in relationship with someone who is tearing you down and bringing you up. Tearing you down, bringing you up. That is a dysfunctional relationship that should not be happening. You want to surround yourself among people who will consistently bring out the best in you, who will consistently reflect all the positive attributes that you send out to the world. And that narcissist is not able to do that. That narcissist, if anything, is going to stifle your success. They're going to stifle your positive attributes because they're jealous of them. They want your positive attributes. They want what you have. So by trying to by showing that their jealousy and their true colors, they're going to stifle that by putting you down. But to keep you in the relationship and to keep you on that leash, they're going to mix those negative comments that they have in those put downs with positive comments. So it's like that mix of the devaluation stage and that love bombing stage. And that's what keeps the survivors confused. That's what keeps the survivors in that relationship, because they feel in their mind, they're like, well, he didn't hit me today, so that means he must love me. Well, he did buy me flowers, so that means, but yesterday he called me a bitch, or he said that I'm an asshole. So I'm going to, so I'm confused. And that is why you're confused, because that is not normal behavior in a relationship. That should not be happening. So what a normal relationship looks like is that friend or that parent or that friend or that sibling is treating you with respect on an ongoing process. No, it doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. That person is consistent in the way that they treat you. And see, codependents and narcissistic survivors are not used to being treated with respect like that. So the way to, and the reason why is because you're still hooked on and addicted to that positive regard that narcissist gives you. So the way to unhinge yourself from that is to tell yourself it wasn't real, because it wasn't. It was not real. When that narcissist told you that you're a good cook, wasn't real. Even though you are a good cook, from having it come from them, it wasn't real. You don't need their compliments. When they told you that you are a good dresser, when you wear nice shoes or your hair looks nice and things like that, disregard those things, because and consider the source. Their compliments and the things that they said about you were not real. It was a way to manipulate you into being a dumping and a garbage can for them. They were setting you up to be a target. They were setting you up to be a victim. And you are a lot more valuable than that. You are a lot more valuable as a person than that. And so what you have to realize is that for yourself, that they were grooming you to be a victim. They were grooming you to be a toilet bowl. So if you want to no longer be the narcissist toilet bowl, no longer accept that, oh, I'm nice to you today, but tomorrow I'm going to be mean to you. That's not normal. I'm telling you right now. That is not normal. And if a therapist or a pastor or someone else tells you otherwise, then you need to leave that church and you need to leave that therapist. I'm telling you, and I'm not a therapist, but I'm telling you from my experience that it is not normal for a person to sit there and to say horrible things to you one moment and then wonderful things to you another moment. And my grandmother was really famous for this saying. She would always say things like, she was famous for giving a compliment with an insult. She would say things like, Kevin, you have a very terrible temper, and you are an asshole sometimes, but you are a good father. You know, so and so and so, you might be a drunk, and you might be a bitch, and you might be nasty, but you are really good with those kids, and you really know how to take care of those kids. So those are things that I would look for in a relationship. If you have a narcissistic person talking like that to you or saying those things to you, I wouldn't have anything to do with those people anymore, because it screws with your psyche. It screws with how the way you feel about yourself. You want someone to, if someone thinks that you're a good parent, they're going to, and they're normal and they don't have a personality disorder, they're going to consistently validate that throughout the relationship. And I'm not saying they're going to tell you that you're a great parent every single day they see you, but their actions and their words are going to reflect that. They're going to give you that positive affirmation, that positive regard. They're not going to tell you one day that you're a good parent, and then the next day they're going to tell you that you're a bad parent, or, whatever it is. And that's the way the narcissist keeps the codependent on a leash. That's the way that they keep the codependent confused about who they are and their identity. So don't be a victim to the narcissist and their identity mind screws, because that's the only thing they have time for, is to screw with your mind, screw with your self-esteem, and to screw with your character. So say, today I'm not going to put up with it anymore. Today I'm not going to allow them to take charge of my life in that way anymore. I'm not going to do this intermittent dance with them anymore. So this was a video on addicted to the narcissist's approval. Please stay tuned for more videos. My next video is going to be clinginess after and during narcissistic abuse. So that video will be, I'll probably post that one on Saturday. So that will talk about how us survivors and us victims will be clingy in the relationship. So this is kind of a part 2 of this video. The clinginess and the fear of being alone in relationship. That's something that I will talk about in my next video. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like my videos. I'm hoping that my videos are helping viewers as they are actually helping me. It feels good to actually watch myself give advice and talk about things, especially when I have bouts of relapse or trying to figure some of this stuff out for myself. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.